let's do it live on a Tuesday, Sun-Kissed Tuesday, approaching 50 here on the North Coast. I thought you'd be down at the parade, down in Columbus.
You got a job to
MC.
do. You got a job to do here.
You
Cleveland Browns.
You could have
ping-ponged?
ping-pong back and forth?
Maybe. On a heli.
Yeah.
Or a Peach.
On a Peach?
Yeah.
Zip down there?
Zip down, MC, come back. But,
it's a cool day down there. Very cool down there for that city, for that franchise. 3 MLS Cup championships celebrating the 1-1 on Saturday.
Don't mind me in this little ditty.
Ooh, jeez. What a flex.
Don't mind me. Look at this guy, the proud papa.
Wait a second. We didn't have a chance to discuss that yesterday. The daughter
of Brad Melon
bawled out the anthem.
Crushed it.
Hammered it.
On every level.
Every level. That was unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Did you guys know that she had that in her?
I heard it, and they said her name, and I heard Melon, and I'm like.
So Brad had told me when we were out in L.A.
Yeah.
But, you're out in L.A., there's a lot going on. We came back. We all ended up dying for
you guys had
72
smallpox.
hours. And so, on Sunday, I'm not thinking about it. I heard the anthem practice, and I was like, wait a minute. I should know something about the anthem practice here.
Yeah.
And then when they like Zagura said, they
hit.
announced, I was like, oh, that's right. This is his daughter.
Yeah.
Because Brad's wife was supposed to come out to L.A. There were a couple wives that made the trip. She didn't come because she was getting the house ready to house all the family that was coming in for said event.
Awesome.
And she was awesome.
That's so cool. That was a cool moment.
We
man.
won.
Very
I feel like she's got to come back this week.
Bring her back. It was great. It was a great anthem.
A lot of teams do that. Like they have a permanent anthem singer where probably the coolest one that I've seen in the United States is the one they do at Blackhawks games where they just scream the anthem the whole time. There's a guy who used to do it for the Vancouver Canucks. Hockey, shockingly, has a really good lot of little traditions with this. Guy used to do it with the Vancouver Canucks he would sing "Oh Canada," then he would just stop, and then the building would sing the second verse, which was cool.
That's good.
Cavs did that, I think, in 2016 when they won the championship.
Did they? Where they stopped
and then
start it, and then the crowd would sing it.
What about I think what Flavor Flav did for the Bucks game was pretty iconic.
Did he do an anthem?
You have not seen the Flavor Flav anthem?
No, I've seen the Roseanne Barr one from forever ago.
No.
Flav did an anthem? Who would think that would go well?
He did it earnestly.
It doesn't mean it's going to work.
I invite you.
He's a hype man.
I invite you.
He's a hype man with the clock.
To a feast for your senses. It is
at the break.
Yes.
I look forward to listening to that.
Good.
Or maybe not.
No, you do look forward to it.
I would also say, since you brought up Flavor Flav, he is responsible for the greatest reality show in the history of television, Flavor of Love.
No doubt.
It's amazing. He didn't even take the time to know their names.
Didn't matter.
It's
a different flavor of love.
Just spectacular.
Spectacular. Speaking of spectacular,
go ahead.
Young Uno here, collared shirt under a hoodie.
I like it.
And I'm digging it. It says it's kind of like the mullet of upper body wear.
Yeah, a little bit of business underneath.
Little party on top.
Yeah. Is it a full zip?
No, it's a normal hoodie. No,
there's no zip.
Is it a polo? There's a
no.
glare.
It is a full.
Is it a
long
polo
sleeve
or is it like
button-down.
a button down?
That's
full long sleeve button down.
Long sleeve button down with an athletic hoodie over top.
That's right.
Yes.
Uno's,
I ain't mad at you, Uno.
He's teaching us things every single day.
What were you doing? You were doing some sort of quiz with him when I got in here today.
I was
very
yeah,
locked into some quotes.
The 2017 Browns roster, and you just got first names on one side, last names on the other. And I was killing it, but the functionality wasn't working. I was ready to go 55-55. There were going to be 3 that I was going to have to guess on.
I think I had 52 out of 55, and the last 3 I would have been completely guessing.
Yeah, there were 3 I was going to have to guess on, but by process of elimination, I was going to have an educated guess. We'll see. I don't know. We'll never know because the timer ran out on me, and it stopped me.
It was a timed quiz?
Yeah, but then it would freeze, and it would freeze at 4:30, and by the time that it came back, it was like, yeah, you have 3 minutes now. I'm like, wait a second. I haven't touched the screen.
I'm not crazy about that.
No, not crazy about it. By the way.
Go ahead.
Did your thing.
The Vaj. How'd it go? Fantastic.
I mean,
you felt better right away, for sure.
I definitely felt better. It's terrifying.
It's not exactly. No, it's a new experience for sure.
I thought at one point I was going to suffocate and or drown.
Yeah,
multiple times.
Fair.
And then I let some come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And that was, you're not supposed to do that. And
Yeah.
that was like also scary.
Yep.
But I think that now I've got a little bit of a handle on it. It is an intense experience, though, dude. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's what I said. Like, I don't think you want anyone recording it. I don't think you want to have Miss K see you doing it. I think this is a close the door, lock it, handle your business, and then you come out and you feel better. Like with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like not the way I did it with my wife in the doorway of the bathroom as I'm doing it and laughing hysterically for about 10 minutes going, are you trying to drown yourself?
So
what
wait
are
a second.
You doing?
The shot queen potentially was hoping for your demise.
No,
and
she
enjoying
she's
your
Concerned.
potential.
She was concerned.
Or was she worried you were gonna perish?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
She had
but she
concern.
really wasn't worried. I feel like she was very much.
She was having a good time with it.
Yeah. She finally walked away. She goes, "I don't know what you're doing, but you are not doing this correctly." I go, "The amount of things coming out of my nose would suggest otherwise."
Dictate that maybe you were. You feel better though. There's no question. Cleans you out, brother.
Yeah. It was still though. I'm gonna do it. I'll try it again.
You're a little shook.
but I'm a little shook. I was a little
Okay.
shook by it.
All right. I think you're going to be all right. I think it's going to work out very well for you in the long run. I think you're going to like it through the winter months.
Yeah, it's gonna be
You're
a
gonna
nice
put it
little
away?
protocol. Yeah.
Put it away, and then next year, right
Come
back
back.
at it.
It was funny. So I had a little doc follow up today because still kind of not great.
You have smallpox? Yeah.
Yep. And he was. I said, "Hey, decongestant wise, like
Mm-hmm.
what am I doing?" He goes, "You really need to hydrate,
Yeah.
and if you hydrate, the the congestiveness goes away." And he goes, "Flush your nose as much as possible."
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "It's that simple." He goes, "All these decongestants, nah, if you flush your nose, that's
don't
the way
work.
the body is supposed to get rid of things, not with medicine."
Yeah. No,
Holistic.
I'm
giving.
telling you, this thing's a deal breaker. It's going to be great for you guys.
So that's fine. Give me the horse pill antibiotic,
Or
and
you
let's
could-
get rid of whatever
Do
else
the
is
neti
ailing
pot
me
then if
currently.
you don't want to try this thing. Do the neti pot thing. That's easy.
That's pushing. This is suction. I read a whole lot.
No,
about
I
this.
know, but I mean the neti pot, it just goes here and out.
Yep.
Right out. Like you don't have to deal with the rest of it. It just goes here. So that's a win. Does a similar thing.
No, this thing is.
This is another level of it.
It's another level.
It's on another level. Let's do some Brown news, and then I got a lot of fun I got to have with this Monday night game with you.
Okay.
And by the way, we have Florio coming up 1:30. Is
Yes,
that correct?
sir.
All right, Florio at 1:30. All right, so P.J. Walker's cleared waivers. He's going to sign back with our practice squad. Jake Trotter reporting this morning, the Browns have called up defensive end Sam Kamara to the active roster. In addition, in the last couple minutes, reportedly, Jedrick Wills underwent surgery. He's done for the year. So there's reports of that as well. And there was hope that potentially he would come back. That
Yeah.
is now not.
So your starting tackles the rest of the way are Jaron Christian and James Hudson.
That's where you're at.
It is where you're at. Tackles 4 and 5 taking the field for the Cleveland Browns. The Sam Kamara one is interesting. We know Obo got a little bit banged up, and to add him, which would mean that would give you 6 defensive ends on the 53. Have we seen any corresponding moves to this, Gibbe?
No, and they don't have to till 4 o'clock today. So I'm assuming there's a lot of people in the building. Maybe not a lot on the business side. They're at the parade, but the football side is bustling today.
Well, that would give me pause about the availability of Obo Okoronkwo for the foreseeable future.
Fantastic.
Not.
How much?
How much? How much
much?
can one team take?
We're right here on ESPN Cleveland. They're tweeting this out. The Browns have lost the following players for season-ending injuries this season: Deshaun Watson, Nick Chubb, Jack Conklin, Jed Wills, DeJuan Jones, Jacob Phillips, Rodney McLeod, Jakeem Grant. Anybody else that I'm missing? And we've got a ton of other guys who've missed multiple games now.
yeah.
Thornhill and Ward, and
Yeah.
among others.
So, and we'll find out the status of Delpit. We're going to find out.
Not
the status
optimistic
of
about that.
Obo. We're going to find out. I mean, it feels like there's still a little bit out there.
No one's in the vicinity of this injury-wise. There's been a lot
No,
of
we
teams.
have the highest percentage of salary cap. All of it.
Yeah, still somehow 8-5.
Yeah, because we've
in
done
the
a
mix.
remarkable job.
All right. I had the Great Rock.
Great rush.
Doesn't even look in anymore. Doesn't even look up anymore.
Yeah, sad. Saw her Monday Night Raw last
Sad.
night.
How's she doing? How
Good.
was Raw? Good show?
It was good. CM Punk, Seth Rollins had their first face-to-face promo. It was awesome.
Oh, that's
electric.
good.
Yeah,
That's good.
Mike-
CM Punk back in the mix.
Back in the mix.
Give me a sports equivalent.
The only thing I can think of is that when Michael Vick went to jail, it was unfathomable that he was going to come out of that and play in the National Football League again.
Yeah.
And he did. I don't know if there is.
Would it be like Jordan going and playing for Reinsdorf and Krause again?
Yes.
If Krause was still there? Like that type of
Yes.
dislike, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Something where the bridges were burned,
Nuked.
they're evaporated,
Yeah.
eviscerated. There are no more bridges.
Yeah.
And yet
somehow.
like his T-shirt is hell froze over. Like it was. That's what it says. Like about him coming back. That's how shocking it is.
Yeah.
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 But he did a great job. He came back and Rollins. So I think it'll be Seth Rollins and Punk at Mania, which will be really, really good. So you want to talk about these games last night? Because I'm upset about them.
Okay. Do we want to do the games or do we want to do because so I saw
nothing until
Okay, 'cause
the
you-
end of Tennessee Miami. I saw live.
Okay. So I don't have much of a head start on you. I had basketball practice to 6 with the medium, and then I'm sorry, to 7:30 with the medium, and then 7:30 to 9. That's it. That's
There
what
she
we want.
is.
That
There
right
she
there.
is. Yes.
Joy, excitement,
Rock.
energy.
Let's go.
Yes.
Boom.
That's it. Hit it. Love it. Fantastic job out of you, Rock. That's the energy we need.
Yeah.
So I didn't get home until 9:20.
Oh, baby.
So that is when I knew that there were 2 games. I didn't have it in my head right that they were on at the same time.
Stagger them up.
So, which is
Big
wild
L's.
that they do that. But it actually was the perfect Manning cast experience because they were monitoring both games. So it was kind of like a Manning cast red zone is basically what it was. So anytime something was interesting, they would put that on the main screen. Sometimes they would have both games on the screen, and they would bounce back and forth between them both at the same time.
Great.
And both games ended up being thrilling.
Yep.
So it was really – it's probably everything that Peyton Manning wanted it to be when he came up with the idea. You really felt like you were at a bar, a table down from a really interesting table, and you could hear everything they were saying. So it was awesome.
I heard
it
there
was
was
like
an
real
awful
football.
guest, though.
So they had – I missed Bergazzi early.
Yeah, they said he was. I heard he was.
I have no idea. I didn't
It was
see
a disaster.
He's funny as hell. He was
Agreed.
great on SNL.
Yes, also agreed.
but I did not see him because I was still at practice. And then I missed Compton and Luan, the Bussin' with the Boys. I missed them as well. So I got in second half by the time I got back from. So, but what I did get was Cousins, and he was awesome.
How could he not be?
He's so good. I mean, he's going to walk into a booth, like A-list booth, and be the best analyst you're going to find.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's straight. He sees everything. He's matter of fact. He was spectacular on it. The star, though, is Tommy DeVito's agent.
Well, of course he is. I mean, he stole the show yesterday. He is.
This guy's an electric factory.
That's the Hoff's Halloween costume next year.
I don't know if he can wait that long. Like, it's almost like Hoff has to throw a costume party now.
This weekend,
so you can take advantage of it right now.
I was going to say, when he's here for Thursday Night Football and the Jets,
that's who he should dress.
that's
like.
what he should go as.
Yeah,
That's it.
pinstripe.
Don't
suit.
wait.
Be in the booth for that.
This is a fleeting moment in time. You have to pounce right now on this guy because this dude is electric. This suit, walking around with a bag, the Mannings commenting about it was amazing.
He looked like he's right out of The Sopranos. I mean, he looked like exactly what Tommy DeVito's agent should look like in a
It's
fake
central
world.
casting.
Yes, in a
Tommy
fake world.
DeVito's parents were cooking up cutlets in the parking lot.
300 cutlets.
300 of them, cutlet sandwiches in the parking lot, tailgate parking lots last night, and then the son come back, beats the Packers, playing for the Giants.
It's unreal.
I mean, AJ Soprano wasn't doing this.
No, it's like AG. Yeah, right.
I mean,
No,
that's
he
what
wasn't.
this was. I mean, this is crazy. Jackie Aprile Jr. You're supposed to go to Rutgers. That's the whole thing, and this guy's doing it.
That's great.
Yeah, he can't stay at home this
When I saw those pictures, I almost
dying.
I was laughing hysterically, uncontrollably.
Yeah. So
Like,
then I
this
found
guy
his
is
social.
perfect.
Did you find his social?
No.
Schrager tweeted it out today. Like this, it's not like this. This is his operation.
Like this was
This
not
is his
for
apparel.
the cameras.
This wasn't for the cameras. This is how he rolls all the time. He's actually from Boston. It's how he rolls all the time. This is the attire that he typically wears. This guy, I mean, it's him and Furio Dante walking into something.
Yep.
to get some stuff done. Spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. As for the games, 3 minutes left.
We split them again.
Yeah. 3 minutes left. Dolphins up 14.
Hold on. 5 minutes left. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Safe.
Hold on. Why don't you back up 1 second?
Why? Why would I do that?
Because 6 minutes left, the Dolphins are down 3.
That's true. They were.
And then a guy inexplicably touches the ball after deciding he wasn't going to field the punt.
Yeah.
And goes and touches the hands on the ball on the 5. Raheem Mostert touchdown. The very first offensive play of the next drive, pitch to Derrick Henry on the ground, Raheem Mostert touchdown.
That's right.
So all of a sudden, and they had tied it with the field goal prior to that. So
previously, yeah.
So that's how they get up 14.
They're up 14.
Get out of here. Get out of here. I was
go,
like,
3 minutes to go. I'm like, 2-0, baby. Let's go.
the line was 14, though, wasn't it?
It was 14, so it would have been a push.
Yeah.
But that's no loss. Sure. And so I'm throwing perfect, fantastic, impossible. And then I got to give Vrabel credit. And I'm not go for two guy. I'm not. And the Mannings weren't go for two guys either. They were like, I hate this. Cousins was like, I hate this. We had the Packers do this. It came back to bite them. And I'm like, oh gosh, now you got to But here's what it did. It put such a sense of urgency and panic in Miami.
Once you hit it, if you hit it.
Yeah. And they did. And so by hitting it, Miami, if they go 3 and out, they can, what you're up against here. And sure enough, bing, bong, bong.
So that game had 29 points in the final 5 minutes.
Oh, my God. Did it affect your fantasy stuff?
Well, Bo, I'm glad you asked. Nobody cares about anybody's fantasy team, and I don't think anybody should care about mine. However, will tell
that
you,
said, I do have a platform.
I have, and just a story that is relatable. This isn't a braggadocious story.
It's a relatable story.
It's a sad story. It's a story of woe.
Story of woe.
Going into this week in the AFFL,
It's like a mice in bed.
Yeah, we're the number. We're number 2 in the league in total points
all right,
scored.
Where? Which? What? All right.
This is
which league?
The AFFL, the Mrs. League.
This is the one that matters.
This is the Mrs. League.
Yeah.
3-time champion.
The Miz or you?
Miz 0. Never won it.
0 champs.
Yeah.
All right.
Myself, 3-time champion. George Bones, 3-time champion. We are the gold standard in this league.
Okay.
Tony K,
Dynasty.
2-time champion.
Dynasty.
Yeah. 8 of the last 9 titles have been won by 3 franchises.
Okay. Dynasty.
Yep. We are number 3 in total points going into the final week. Mm-hmm. The way that our league works is the 4 divisions of 3. The division winners automatically get into the playoffs, and that's based on record, then head-to-head, then total points. A division record, then total points if it needed it. The Big Daddy, Scotty, who has not had a very successful franchise, won our division. Kudos to him, and he's
Fantastic.
the number 1 overall seed. It's great.
Cinderella story.
The Big Daddy. Oh, man. I would
so
love
excited.
it. It would be so great.
And he's such a pure joy human.
So he was playing Mark Monaco. Long story short, he beats his brother, Mark Vittardi, the Mega Powers, the reigning champions, beats them in the final week. So now they're into the wild card pool.
Okay.
And they have the most points in the league. So they're in.
Yep.
So now there is a battle for one last wild card spot. We went into this week. The Suning Snakes went into this week with a 69-point advantage over the next closest team.
Just so our audience understands, this is total points accrued by your team.
For the
you were
season.
69 points clear, meaning that if you scored 69 this week, you'd need to be 130. I should have done this easier. If you scored 100 this week,
if you had 140, they'd have been.
Yeah, they'd have to lap the field. Which just doesn't happen. You're not going to have a 70-point difference in points. It's never going to happen.
Well,
unless it did.
At about 12:30, my co-owner, I had put Justin Fields in all week. We have CJ Stroud on the team, and he's been great.
Oh, no.
I had Justin Fields in all week. At about 12.
You even said last week on fantasy, get Fields in. He's got to be in.
Yes.
He's a weekly play.
Fields is in. Stroud's been the best fantasy quarterback, to be fair.
He's been electric.
So he hits me up at 12:15, 12:30. I'm in the booth. I'm in game mode now.
Yeah.
And he's like, we're not playing Stroud. And I was like, I think tough matchup. I like Fields. He says, nah, let's go. He's like, Stroud's matchup proof. Let's play him. And I'm just like,
it's true. What he said is true.
And I'm like, okay, fine. I'm not trying to argue with it, but I had made the switch physically in the lineup on Tuesday morning. That's how
you were that confident.
That's what I was doing. Long story short, Stroud scores 3. Mm-hmm. Worst game of the season. Fields scores 27. Mm-hmm. So now this gets tense going into last night because our team has completely laid an egg. Our kicker, Matt Gay, 0 donut bubkiss. 1 field goal, we're in the playoffs. Instead, 0 field goals. It comes down to the Green Bay defense for us, Derrick Henry, and we weren't on evil level playing field. Get a couple of fumbles from the Green Bay DM saying, okay, we're in the mix. So it all comes down to the final Titans possession of the game. We're up 3 points to get into the playoffs.
That's it.
The Titans get the ball, but they're using spears.
Yeah, sure are.
Until they get down to the goal line. And we're Raw's over. We're at Town Hall.
Oh,
me, Mike, Scotty, Bowens, everybody's there.
Everyone's living
and
it
everybody knows. And I'm like, this is the playoffs are on the line right now. If Derrick Henry scores a touchdown on this possession, we're out. If Derrick Henry does not, we're in because he wasn't going to get 3 more points. There wasn't enough yards. They were on like the 8-yard line. So there's that penalty that looks like it's going to be on the Titans and back them up. And I'm like, okay. Instead, they call it on the Dolphins. Very next play, Henry bounces it outside. Touchdown. We're out of the playoffs.
Is what I'm envisioning of Mike is Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber when the guy eats the hot peppers. Thrilled jubilation pointing at your demise. How close is that?
I think he enjoyed it. Very understated. Everybody was actually very classy about it. It was because they knew it was a very tough blow, but it also became a funny story because of the circumstances that led to it. And then we were out, and they were definitely loving it. Mike was like, I don't even care because he's literally the 12th seed out of 12 this year. So he was like, I didn't care at all. But I mean, I didn't think our team had what it took to win it all. We were really limping in. We were like number 1 in points halfway through the season, and then it just was like a steady kind of. Yeah. But we put up 62. That is the fewest. I looked it up at CBS. They track it. In the 13 years of this league, that is the fewest points we've ever scored in a week. And it came at this time. And then to Ricky's credit, we put up 62. He put up 132 or 134, and that was it. So after the whole season, now we're out because of that Derrick Henry touchdown. And by the way, Derrick Henry, can I get an ISO, please?
Get him on his camera.
Derrick Henry, let me tell you something. You'll never be a Suning snake again. You're dead to me in fantasy football, and here's why. Not only did you knock me out of the playoffs this year, last year, I don't know if you remember this, Bo.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry and the Titans decided Week 17, the fantasy Super Bowl, our number 1 running back.
Oh, that's right.
We're not going to play him. We're just going to rest him. So 2 years in a row, Derrick Henry has ended my season. He is now in a pantheon, a rare pantheon, along with Hakeem Nicks, who once put up a 0, costing me a fantasy championship by .01. All he had to do was catch a pass, run the ball for 2 yards, do anything. Fall forward. Yeah. 0. Nothing. Hakeem Nicks. So those two,
done. They're done. Those are your hot topics presented by Vivid Seats. Head to Vivid Seats to purchase a brand new premium terrace experience. Your ticket comes with pregame field pass parking, all-inclusive food and beverage, a $50 Brown Shop gift card. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, official fan experience partner of your Cleveland Browns. Mike Florio up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. a conversation sports PFT.
For 2021, it's an idea that I turn to me every person's fault. I struggle with in my
joggers every day, so I aspire to wear Dora. I wish I could pull it off.
It's okay to do that on TV. And he said, it's the only after the ball's that way. When I was putting our didn't, Belichick did.